It feels so great to be back at 2 Lincoln for the city offices. It's just really refreshing and beautiful in there, and it's super exciting what we're able to do for the community for this building. One of the unknowns is that the original Building D, each wall has a different level of brick thickness. One wall is 3 bricks thick, one wall is 2 bricks thick, the other wall is 1 brick thick. And so just sort of a complete unknown in terms of bringing stuff down and realizing how much reinforcement the building actually needed to stay standing into the future. So that was scary, but also just sort of fun and amazing to see the history of it. I think the most exciting part of it is really the entryway. Before, when you came into this building, it was dark, you had no idea where you were going, you just kind of entered into a hallway, and if you had city business to do or you were here for some other reason, you just were lost. Now you enter into this very welcoming lobby. It should be clear, and like what you need to do is available to you, and just really, really excited about that part. And the way that the architects were able to configure it, it just opens up this amazing view of some of the historic parts of the building that's just really beautiful. So that's my most favorite part. There are 2 walls that we were able to keep exposed. So the exterior brick, none of that really came down. They had to take down some of the chimneys that were in places that we didn't realize they were there. But all the exterior brick is there, and we were able to keep 2 walls exposed so you can actually see it, and one of which is in the stairwell, so you can see a full first floor to second floor spread of it, and it's really very cool to see.
All right, thank you for joining us to celebrate the long-awaited renovations at 2 Lincoln Street. For those who don't know me, I'm Amber Tebow. I'm the City Council President. In July of 2022, when the village became a city, the council had a goal of returning 2 Lincoln to the hub of community activity. As we separated from the town, we also added staff and services that were previously merged with the town. 2 Lincoln in its current capacity was not going to support the needs of the city moving forward. The city council had many discussions with the city manager and staff about the future of 2 Lincoln. As with most projects, this one took on a life of its own, but at the end of the day, I'm happy to say that the renovations exceeded our expectations. You will hear from the city manager, Regina Mahoney, shortly with a long list of folks to thank for its successful project. But I want to take a minute to give a shout out to one group, and that's the staff. It's been a roller coaster for staff for a long time, and through it all, they show up to work every day with a smile on their face, even when we throw our crazy ideas at them. And for those folks who work at 2 Lincoln, making them move out not once, but twice. On behalf of the City Council, I want to say we appreciate you, we notice you, and we thank you. 2 Lincoln has a lot of historical charm, and we tried to maintain this during the renovations, which you will see on the tours. I'm going to invite Jerry Fox from the Essex Community Historical Society to come up and talk about the history of the building, which is actually 4 separate buildings. Again, thank you for coming today, and I hope you're able to stick around for the ribbon cutting, after the ribbon cutting, to take a tour and maybe ride the new elevator. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you all. Talking about one of my favorite subjects, Essex. This is a short history of Lincoln Hall. And I hope my voice holds out. Essex as a place was created in 1763 by the colonial governor of New Hampshire. But settlement didn't occur for decades later. After 1784, after the Revolutionary War and approval of the Constitution, people began to feel safe enough to move up here. There's lots of excellent farmland here, but this area, Essex Junction, was a pine forest, very poor farmland. Didn't settle well. In addition to that, Essex is a backwater. The main highways over in Williston, the Montpelier, to Burlington Post Road. Now Route 2. More time passes. 1849, technology intrudes. The Vermont Central comes through, and instead of going on that side of the river, it goes on this side of the river. But there's a station here, but there's still no Essex Junction. This is still pine forest. But a village grows up around the station. On the other hand, the big depot is at North Williston, where you got to have access to the post road. Nothing happening here. Then in 1851, the Vermont and Canada comes down from the north, St. Albans, and makes a junction here with the Central Vermont Railroad, and you have a railroad junction. In 1850, the post office, village is big enough to rate a post office branch. And the branch is called Painesville, after the president of the railroad, Charles Payne. Still no Essex Junction. However, there's a management change in the railroad. Payne goes away, leaves the state, and the railroad doesn't want to mention him, so the station becomes Essex Junction. Here we are. Meanwhile, despite the fact that they are minor roads, there's 5 corners here. There's 5 minor roads intersection here, and transportation abhors a vacuum. There's a tavern here. Let me see. I'm lost myself. Okay. So a tavern develops here. We don't know who built it. It's maybe here as early as 1809, because a guy by the name of John Johnson, who owns a lumber mill and has an investment in the grain works, the milling at Hubbell's Falls, builds a floating bridge out there across the Winooski, and that may be enough to start a tavern here. I don't know. If you read the various secondary sources about the history of this place, they don't agree. However, we know that Abram Stevens, who is a joiner, builder of buildings, takes down the gable roof frame, wood frame building was here, and builds a brick building, the center part of this building, and the little L, just the short part, and sells it to his son, Albert, who runs a tavern here. When Albert dies, Henry Staunton buys the building and renames it Staunton House. In 1850, the village is big enough, again, to rate a branch post office, and Staunton becomes the postmaster. He sells to David and Samuel Tyler, 2 local farmers who also own 2 taverns further out in town. That sale is in 1858. They add to the structure and put on the west wooden wing, and also add a little bit to the L. David sells to a guy named William Folsom, whoever he was, who passes the business on to Zeph Hapgood in 1897, who converts this into a hotel, probably gives in to the temperance people and gets rid of alcohol. There's always a rush to try to get alcohol out of the system. 1902, he sells to a guy named Henry Root, I presume who runs the hotel, we don't know. And then in September 2nd, 1911, the village buys the building. In January 21st, 1914, the village trustees name this Lincoln Hall Square, and the building becomes Lincoln Hall. During World War II, there's a medical aid center in the building, and I don't know what that means. I don't know how much room it takes, and I don't know what they're doing. But I assume it's got something to do with veterans. It's mostly in the wooden wing. After the war, part of that floor is set aside for a trustees meeting room, and the village library, which used to be where the nest is now, on the second floor, moves into the trustees room. And the fire department, which was in the bottom of the nest, moves into the bottom of the white building. The rest becomes a spacious community meeting room where dances, musicals, and other social events are held, and the department moves in below there, fire department. Space is even found somewhere to provide living quarters for the chief of police and his family. At the far end of the brick wing, Teach Out Brothers has their hardware store. As part of the 1963 bicentennial celebration, the village renovates the building. The village offices move into the first floor. The town offices move into the east extension, north extension, and the school district offices are on the second floor. And now we have a new renovation, and we have an Essex City Hall. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jerry. That was so awesome. I loved even the beginning and trying to imagine this space we're standing in right now as nothing going on. That seems crazy. And I'm super looking forward to getting dances going back in the building. That sounds awesome. Okay, so I got a couple of pages here. I don't normally like to read from a script, but I'm going to do it because I don't want to miss anything. So, as Amber mentioned, the village trustees decided that this building needed to be renovated to properly house the new city offices. The goal of the trustees and then council has been to create a space that the city can utilize for the next 100 years. This required enhancing both the functionality and accessibility of the building. The renovations included establishing a formal entryway, creating a layout that accommodates the city office team, and installing an elevator to serve all 3 floors. Furthermore, the project made the building fully accessible and improved the HVAC system to provide a more energy efficient and comfortable environment for employees and visitors. As mentioned, the building has been sort of pieced together over time. A lot's going on in it. Through the renovation project, we've been affectionately referring to it as parts A, B, C, and D. So mostly we renovated B, C, and D. A, the wood structure that Jerry referred to, not renovated yet, but one day. So we will walk through this tour, and folks will be able to see really what we were able to do here. What you won't see is all the crazy things that we saw along the way. Multiple chimneys in the building, kind of amazing. It's still standing and did not burn down at some point. But we do have some stuff on display in the lobby for folks to see, which is really exciting as you move through. So I feel so honored to be a part of this project and to do this work for the city and this space that will continue to be an excellent location for community gatherings long to come. But I did not really hardly do anything in comparison to lots of people standing here today. So first, I would like to thank village trustees, former council members, and current council members for your support for actually seeing this through. This was quite the effort. We had to come back a couple of times and really appreciate the support for making this happen. Secondarily, I would really like to thank the two city project managers, Harlan Smith, who was the building manager at the start of this project and about halfway through. Without his enthusiasm, this would not have happened. And then I would like to thank Public Works Superintendent Rick Jones, for whom this project probably would not have finished without his assistance. There. Also, crews at both Essex Junction Parks and Recreation and the Public Works team, we would not have been able to either set ourselves up temporarily over in the senior center space or move back into the renovated space. So big thanks to folks who went to Montpelier, undid a bunch of temporary office space furniture that VLCT gratefully gave us for free, brought it back over here, set it all up, and then also took it back down again. And big thanks to Matt, Alex, Dean, Robert, and the Public Works crew for doing that. They definitely needed a first aid kit handy for doing that work, so really appreciate it. Then, while we did get Grunts Move Junk to help us, there was a lot of heavy lifting all over the place. So really appreciate Public Works for doing that work. And I'm laughing because I see Ron here represented in a photo. Thank you so much, Jaden, for having that here with us. From all kinds of different things moving around through this building, including Corey and Troy for building furniture, Corey and Jimmy for installing blinds in the new space, and Ron and Troy for hauling the last of the stuff out of the space out to the dump truck. So really appreciate all of you guys' assistance. Okay, so what is this word I want to say? I see that's not scripted, and I should remember to script it. Our IT people, who hardly get noticed. Without them, this could not have happened, both in terms of moving over there and moving back. To our awesome open approach team, Scott Burleson, Joe Putnam, and Alexis Hildebrand, amazing job keeping us running through all of this. Okay, so the actual construction team. Heartfelt thanks to John Alden and Lidwood with Scott and Partners for having really amazing design thoughts and care and love for this building, and doing what they could to honor its historic properties, bring some of that back to life, and really making it workable for a modern office environment. They also did an excellent job leading a team of consultants, Lawrence Ferdoco, Kendall Roberts, Ben Furland, and Tim Dahl with Du Bois and King. And also thanks to Jeff Kirshner for site and water line design work, because we had to bring in a line for a sprinkler system. And the construction team. Unending gratitude goes to the construction team and individuals who dedicated their time and energy to this project. Your hard work and skills played a vital role in bringing this vision to life, and it would not have been possible without your expertise and teamwork. So, Bread Loaf, thank you, thank you, thank you. Your commitment to this building, your common sense approach to issues and solutions along the way, and your professionalism throughout has just had a huge success here. Thank you to John Johnstone, Amanda Gregware, Randy Lane, John Perkins, Anna Herman, and your whole crew for really helping us have a huge success here. To both our Scott and Partners team and Bread Loaf, I think Ricky and I are going to be really sad to be just hanging out on Wednesdays on our own without you. So Maybe we could just have some check-ins on occasions. Okay. Bread Loaf also had a full lineup of amazing sub-consultants, so I'm going to run through those now, including Brown Electric. Tony and Lily were here a lot and very much appreciate all their work. Andrew Simonetti from Safety Systems of Vermont, as well as Vermont Construction Company, John Turner Consulting, Wilson Road Cabinetry, Tri-State Flooring, Portland Glass, Parker Siteworks, Parent Construction, Optimum Building Systems, Highline Painting, Hawk and Trowel Masonry, EEC Excavating, Commercial Door, Cedar Ridge Sprinkler, AC Hawthorne, and Green Mountain Welding. It's kind of amazing to understand the level of work that goes into doing something like this. Thank you all for truly outstanding job. Okay, almost done. I would also like to thank a number of folks for persevering through this year-long effort. Thank you to the seniors who attend the senior center who had to relocate to different locations. Thank you to the kids, families, and staff of CHIPS and the Teen Center who also had to relocate and find other places to go. Big thanks to the fire department, police department, and Brownell Library for hosting all of our things in the in-between, so really appreciate that. Special thank you to Maplehurst Florists for some flowers, also in our new lovely library. Maplehurst brought over some flowers today, which is awesome. Also the Houghtons let us use their driveway to go in and out of this whole complex for quite a while there, so big appreciation for that. And big sincere appreciation to the residents of Essex Junction who were impacted by the construction for your support, patience, and understanding. And yeah, thank you, everybody. It's awesome. Okay, so if everybody could gather to take a photo, Ashley's gonna come tell us what to do, and then we will be bringing people through tours. So stick around after the photo, and you'll get an excellent tour. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, we're gonna take a couple photos.